Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy Mega Meeple!
Greetings and welcome to the Mega Meeple, the show all about gamers and the games that bring them together. This is episode 81. Yes. Well, and actually this is going to be another one of those short episodes. I'm just going to have the interview with our guest this week because this past week or so has been my birthday. And I typically do not have a birthday party. I have a birth week party. So I will take the entire week that my birthday is on, and every day that week I will just do something fun. And the party's still going. So I haven't had much time to record really a topic or a segment for this because we're too busy. As much partying as somebody of my age can do. So, but hey, actually, one of the things that I got for my birthday was a new audio interface. I got the Persona Studio. This is probably not going to make any sense to use. Okay, but anybody out there who's been podcasting that knows about, in order to record stuff on your computer, you need to have an audio interface. Otherwise, you ain't gonna record crap on your computer, or if you do, it's gonna sound like crap. So anyway, I got a Persona Studio 1810C, one of the newer versions that uses the USB-C connection, and I pretty much just use the Persona Studio 1.3. Actually, they have version 4 out now. I got to upgrade to that. But I use that as my DAW in my little music studio, and so I just kind of like double that as my podcast editor. So that's why I did have a Focusrite, but that stuff is good. But the interface, the actual computer interface with trying to map it out with the software was just too fiddly, not very user friendly. And the cool thing with Personas is, if you use a Personas DAW and you get a Personas audio interface, it's pretty much just a plug and play type of thing. So that's me. I like. I don't care how it works, just as long as it works. All right. So I'm a big proponent to the whole KISS aspect. So I was a little treat to myself for my birthday this past week. So anyway, let's get on with the interview with my guest this week. And while we're doing that, I'm going to be partying some more for my birthday. So I'll see you on the flip side. All right, welcome back to the Mega Meeple. And I love technology. First of all, doing a podcast, I get to talk to a lot of really cool people, gamers, designers, to find out how people just on the creative side of things as far as the board game community goes, and how they come up with these fantastic games. But anytime I get to talk to someone who's halfway on the other side of the planet, because it's just so really neat to be able to do this. So it's with great pleasure and honor that introduce, and I hope I get this name right. I wrote it down. Aiollus. Is that correct?
Hello, Thomas.
Hi. So
Yes, Aiollus. So thank you very much.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, and nice to speak to you from across the globe.
It is pretty neat. It's like now we are talking to you from Greece.
Yeah, Thessaloniki, Greece.
Okay. Now but the only place thing I know about Greece is Athens. Okay, Athens is in Greece. And then Santorini. The game Santorini is based on a location in Greece, isn't it?
Yes, the island Santorini, where it's the famous volcano.
Okay. All right. So I guess this shows how ignorant I am in my geography. I really didn't pay attention to that class in school. But where is it like? Are you in like North Greece or South Greece? Where are you in?
In the northern part of Greece, Thessaloniki is the co-capital of our country. It is in the region of Macedonia.
Okay.
You know Macedonia? So that's the northern part of Greece. So the capital of that is Thessaloniki.
Okay. See, that's one of the benefits of listening to the podcast. Not only do you hear about games and from the designers of games, you get an education in geography. So we are talking now. Now, Aiollus, you are with Dreamcraft Games.
Yep.
And now you have a game that, my understanding that it's already available. It's already out, if I'm not mistaken, called Theosis. Is that right?
Theosis got funded last July. July of 2018.
Okay.
And it's going to be shipped into all of our bikers in this summer, actually, summer of 2019.
Okay, so it's up and coming. So people are waiting for it to show up on their front doorstep.
Just in a few months. We can't wait, believe me.
Great. Now, actually, it's pretty wild because it's neat to know that backers of going to be getting their copies soon, but even before the Theosis is being delivered, you already have an expansion coming out for that game, right?
Well, actually, it's not an expansion; it's a mini expansion.
Oh, okay.
What we are doing is we incorporating a lot of small things that might improve the game, and actually shipping them with the core game. So what we are trying to do is in order to minimize costs in shipment, we're putting the expansion together with the core game for whoever wants to also get the expansion, and we're shipping it with the same price, so it's going to be quite affordable.
Okay, so it's not one of these things where they'll get Theosis first, and then maybe a few months down the line they'll get Theosis Godslayer. It's all going to come in one
the
shipment.
whole point of it is having everything together in order to minimize shipping costs.
Right, I got you. Okay, now the Kickstarter for the mini expansion is coming out on Kickstarter on February 12th. And now, how long is the Kickstarter going to run for?
Only for 1 week, till the 19th of February.
All right, so yes, so if you're listening to this episode, as soon as it hits the interwebs, it's this Tuesday is coming out, and you have a week to get it, jump on board. Now, if people, say people missed the Kickstarter for the core box, are they still able to pledge on the core box on the mini expansion Kickstarter?
Well, that's the whole point. That's what we were thinking. We are very grateful that we got funded and supported by our backers back in July. But the thing is that we had a lot of people asking us if we could also move the date or have a pledge month later on. This was because one day after we went on air, Simon came out with Even Death May Die, which made about 2 million in the first day or something crazy like that. So we had a lot of people saying that it was not a very good idea to come out because July is a very, very low month, very weak month for Kickstarters. And also we had a lot of competition from really great games out there. So a lot of people said that they wanted a second chance. Now, we were discussing it and we thought, how about making a really cool, small mini expansion, giving something really, really great, like a really huge miniature, and giving it away to the people in a very, very affordable price. And that way, a lot of people might want to have a look at our Kickstarter and see again Theosis and maybe back us this time. Some people who missed it or were not sure what we are doing or anything.
Okay.
And in that way, also, since Theosis is also already in production. It's actually being made as we speak from Starry Games, which is our manufacturer. Soon we will be able to deliver the summer Theosis. So all the people who will back now Theosis will only get it in a few months' time, very soon. So that was the other incentive on our motive on having a very small Kickstarter. So yes, someone who did not back us the first time has a second chance now to back us, get Theosis, and receive it very soon to his doorstep.
Excellent. Now, yeah, that's actually very, very beneficial because number one, it's not a game that you're going to be waiting a year and a half or so to show up, and number two, it's already funded. It's good. It's being made. It's been made. It's going to be delivered. So it's not one of these Kickstarters or games that's like, well, is it going to fund? Maybe, who knows? It's no, for Theosis, it's a done deal.
Yeah, you're right.
Alrighty. So now tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into gaming and what kind of games you like to play, and what was the kernel, the seed, so to speak, that sparked the creation of Theosis.
Well, that's a bit of a fun story, actually. I really love designing board games. It's really my passion. I do love board games. However, my initial first love is role-playing games, as in, for example, Dungeons and Dragons. I've been a dungeon master for 20 years now,
Oh, wow.
and I really, really love the idea of role-playing. Now, the thing is that we gathered with our party, and after a year of leveling up and gearing up and getting new spells, new abilities, new weapons, we always wanted to gather together and have an arena and hit each other and see who has leveled up the best. So what we thought is, why not make this fun thing that we're always having as a gameplay, where you have half an hour about to prepare in a worker placement game and equip with the best weapons you can, gain powers, prepare set rituals, traps and things, and prepare the best you can, and then you enter the arena and fight on Saturn in a skirmish game. So that's what we did.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, tell us a little bit about how the game plays out and what's the winning conditions and different mechanics involved.
Okay, so first you have the worker placement phase. First of all, you draft some heroes. You have 12 different heroes with its miniature. Now, each miniature has a hero pad, and every hero pad has two versions. So it's a double-sided, actually. Let's say that you choose the elemental witch. You can either play the elemental witch as a pyromancer with fire spells, firewall, and things like that, or you can play the elemental witch as an aquamancer with lance of ice and similar abilities. So each hero has two different sides. So you actually have 24 kind of heroes. You select the three that you're going to use, and you enter the Hierapolis, where you assign as a worker placement in the worker placement phase your heroes into gaining stuff, going to the Thieves Guild and having some take that action on some of your opponents, going to the Cathedral to heal and gain mana, buying new weapons, most of all, completing quests that will change the alignment of the world, and this alignment change, depending on what kind of god you want to become at the end of the game, is what will give you your selected power. So it's a bit of card drafting phase. So you also gain some different powers, and when you are complete, you enter the arena and you fight with each other, which is the skirmish phase. This is about the competitive game. If you want to go into the solo game or to the co-op game, you enter the arena, but you don't fight among each other. You fight against monsters. So that's a bit more difficult.
Okay. Now, how many players does it support?
Well, it plays from 1 to 6 players.
Okay.
Technically, you would be able to play with 12 players, up to 12 players, but it won't be that fun because you need to have at least two heroes in order to work on them with combos and a lot of stuff. So it's much better with two heroes. So I would say 1 to 6.
Okay. So...
You can play it with up to 12 people. We have done it. We have play tested it. We did have fun, but it's better with 6 people.
Okay.
Up to 6 people. From 1 to up to 6 people.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Now the mini expansion, Theosis Godslayer. Now what does that add to the game or enhance about the core game?
Well, in the mini expansion, we give some new weapons, some new armors, some new shields. We have new artifacts. We have more rituals to gain from the Mage Guild, and there are one more different power cards from each alignment, where you can do your power card drafting much better. You have more customizability into that field. So that's the main stuff. But the really important thing is a really huge boss, a really big boss. It's actually a dragon with a dragon rider on top of it, which is a really difficult boss, and it requires a lot of flexibility and clever planning in order to overcome her.
Yeah, I'm looking at the photo right now. She definitely not something you want to meet in a dark alley. It looks really, really mean. Now,
it is an amazing miniature. It's 120 millimeters high. It's really a huge miniature, 4 times the size of a small miniature. So it is quite amazing. I really love dragons. I told you that in the beginning. So.
Yeah. What attacks does this rider on the dragon have? What do you have to do to beat him?
Well, that's the main point. It's kind of the relationship is symbiotic. So you have a lot of things that someone can read on the lore of that boss. We have a lot of pages where someone can see the history, how they met and how they progressed. Now, the thing is, game-wise, in game mechanics, that you cannot defeat one without defeating the other. You have to defeat both of them. You cannot actually defeat one of them separately. You have to defeat the total together. And that's really quite difficult because each one supports each other. So you are actually combating 2 monsters in one, which has all the advantages of combating one. The monster itself, the boss, has the advantage of being one monster, while also at the same time having the advantage of fighting against 2 monsters. So it has the best of 2 worlds, and it's really, really difficult. That's why I'm saying it will require a lot of good planning and coordination among the players who try in the co-op game in order to defeat it. They will have to synchronize their attacks and the rotation of their decks in order to be able to hit it at the best possible time, the time that she will be vulnerable to one kind of energy. For example, at the time where she will be vulnerable to void attack damage, you have to synchronize all void attack casters to attack with void spells in order to be able to harm her. So it's not going to be easy. It's really difficult.
It certainly looks like. I mean, it's now besides this big boss in the Godslayer and the core box. How many monsters do you need to contend with as far as fighting?
Well, we have a total of 5 simple monsters, and we have 2 huge bosses on the 120 millimeter scale, which is the dragon, of course, and the dragon rider, and the other one is Apollyon, which is our really big demon. So we have a total of 7 monsters, but that again gives us a lot of replayability because each time you set up a monster, you set up 2 different things. You have the stats and the special abilities of the monster itself, and you have a randomly selected set of tiles, which are actually the defenses of the monster at each time period. So each time you play each monster, it's going to be a completely different battle. But then again, one part requires to be prepared for that particular monster in the preparation phase. The other part is flexibility to see what is the weak point of the monster and how I'm going to hit it that way. So it's a combination of both.
Okay. All right. Very good. Now, if people want to find out more about Dreamcraft games or get onto the Kickstarter, where could they go?
Well, they can visit our page on the Kickstarter if they search for Theosis. And also they can visit our website, our Facebook page, our Instagram account, our Twitter account, or they can even find us in our personal accounts in Facebook, and we will talk to them. We're near the people. We're always next to the backers. So whoever has any questions, it's our pleasure to explain to them whatever they need to know.
And of course, we'll have links to the Kickstarter and your website and the Facebook and a few of the other social media stuff. We'll have the links to all those things in the show notes of this episode. Well, Aiollus, thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate it very much, and looking forward to backers who got in on Theosis. Keep an eye out on your mailbox. It's coming to you soon, and if you want to get a really you gotta check out the photo on the, because this monster that's coming to you, you got your work cut out for you. So it's not going to be an easy battle.
May I add one thing, that the whole expansion, the mini expansion, with this huge monster, the dragon, which is about 100 meters high, it's only $9, which is really, really affordable price. We are not actually trying to make any profit from that. We just want to show our work and have people to meet us and discover who we are and what we do and have a look at Theosis. So we are actually giving away in the whole miniature at a cost price. That's why it's only $9 expensive, which is really affordable.
Yeah, and for those of you who missed Theosis last year, this is your chance to redeem yourself. Jump on board, take a look at that Kickstarter. Well, Aiollus, thank you again so much. What time is it over there? It's about 1:30 here in the afternoon. What's the time difference?
It's about 9 o'clock in the night now.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you go and let you get some rest and go and get to bed. I know you're pretty busy, but thank you so much for taking time to speak with us.
Really, thanks, Thomas. Really, thank you.
Alrighty then. Well, thank you so much for smashing that download button. If you haven't already, go to our YouTube channel. We have some videos there you could check out. One of them is a preview of a Kickstarter that's live right now, the Duels of Cardasaura. Also go to our webpage. It's www.themegameeple.com. All of our podcast episodes stream there. And you could also go to our social media page, and all the links to all of our Facebooks and Twitters and Instagrams and all that kind of stuff is listed right there. So feel free to go there and like and follow and interact with me. And if you'd like to support the show, we have our Patreon and Pod Pledge page. Either one of those will do just fine. The tiers on both of them are identical, just depends on what platform you prefer. And if you haven't already, head over to iTunes and subscribe. While you're there, put out some of that 5-star loving. Write us a little happy review. It really helps us out. So that's about it for this week. Thank you again for joining me, and I will hope to see you again next week. Until then, this is Tom Grogan, the Mega Meeple, saying we will see you at the gaming table.